We'll call the meeting to order. Sorry, Alex. And it's Tuesday, the 15th of February, 2022, and it's approximately 5 minutes after 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this meeting has been posted, all that sort of good stuff. So, okay, thanks.
Thanks, Kurt. So for roll call, Vanessa McCleary.
Here.
Kurt Zorn.
Here.
Matt Flaherty.
Here.
And then Jeff is tumbling into the meeting. Jeff McKim. Jeff McKim. We're doing roll call.
Yes, here.
Hi.
The link on the agenda is incorrect.
I apologize. I apologize. Okay. And then Alex
Is the
Crowley.
link we're using the one that was on the website?
Yes.
The one on the website is correct. The one on the agenda
Right.
gives an error message.
I don't know what the problem is. Alex and I were messing with it before the meeting. There's no visual difference between the two,
right.
but I had an invalid link message once, and then we came back in and it was fine. So we're using the one posted on the website.
Good.
Okay. Back to roll call. So Jane Cooper Smith, staff. Alex Crowley.
Here.
Larry Allen.
Present.
And that's us.
And I think the next thing is old business. Is that right, Jane?
Yes, we do not have minutes to review. And as I mentioned in my email, we're just backlogged because of being short-staffed. So
So then we turn to new business, and if I recall correctly, it's the main item of new business is election of officers for 2022, correct?
that's correct. Larry, do you want to walk us through?
Sure. So our current slate of officers is Kurt Zorn's the president, Vanessa McCleary is our vice president, and Malcolm is the secretary. So we can do this a couple of different ways. So by statute, just so you're aware, your terms all start February 1st. So that's why Matt is joining us today, because he was appointed. And so his term just recently started. And in the month of February, you're required to have an organizational meeting. As terms of election of officers, we can do that by, obviously there will be a motion. You can move to elect the same slate of officers if you so desire, or if there's anybody who's willing to serve or wants to serve in a different role, you could nominate anyone else or yourself for those roles, and we can vote individually on each officer's role.
Thanks, Larry. Appreciate that. So I'll open it up for any nominations there may be for either individuals or a slate of individuals for the Economic Development Commission for 2022.
I'd like to nominate Jeff McKim for vice president. I see
Okay.
you smiling. He likes it.
Hot potato.
Look at him.
So
I was just going to renominate you.
I beat you to it. Thank you.
Nominations for, thanks, Vanessa. Do we need seconds for the nominations, Larry? I don't even know.
Yeah, that's a good practice. Yeah, just like a regular.
I seconded. Sorry.
Thank you, Matt.
All right. How about, do we want to do this individually? Do we want to do this as a slate? I'm agnostic.
Jeff,
Why
are you
don't-
comfortable being nominated as vice president? Do you have any reservations about that? We usually do ask for consent of the individuals who are thrown into the fire.
Well,
I'm
Vanessa said
willing
he was
to,
smiling, so he must be willing. No.
I mean, I'm willing to serve.
Thanks.
Do we want to go ahead and vote on that particular thing, or is it slate? I'm whatever the preference of the members is.
Let's just get it over with and vote, and then we can move.
All right. So any discussion about the nomination of Jeff as vice president? Then let's vote. And Jane, could you do the roll call for us, please?
Be happy to. Kurt Zorn,
Yes?
Vanessa McCleary,
Yes.
Jeff McKim,
Yes.
Matt Flaherty.
Yes.
Right.
All right. How about for the other office? We have secretary, I guess, and president.
I move to accept the slate as stated.
So, second, meaning Kurt as president and Malcolm as secretary.
Exactly.
Okay, do we have we had a motion and it's a second I heard too. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right.
Larry, you want to, I guess Malcolm's not there to ask if he has consent. I'm willing to continue as president if that's the will of the group.
Yep.
So roll call.
Kurt Zorn.
So can I vote
Oh.
yes for Malcolm and abstain for the president?
Oh, it's one motion.
I always kind of think it's kind of weird to vote for yourself. So there.
I agree. But that's just the way it works.
We won't
That's
find you
right.
immodest.
Okay, then I will vote yes for both.
Okay. So Vanessa,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
and Matt.
Yes.
Thanks.
Hey,
So
Matt,
Jane will be
get ready,
preparing a
'cause
press
you're
release
next.
to let everybody know. But awesome.
Continue on, El
Careful.
Presidente.
Careful, Larry. We will make it happen.
So the only other business I think that's the only new business we have is just so you all are aware, I'm going to send you an email immediately following this meeting, is that there's an annual conflict of disclosure form that I don't know that we circulated. So I'll circulate that to you all to fill out and return to Barbara McKinney as standard practice for serving on the Economic Development Commission. Thank you all for serving. It's always wonderful. And we welcome Matt and are looking forward to our future robust discussions. That's all I have. So I don't.
I just wanted to say welcome, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks all. I look forward to serving with you in this role. Interestingly, I think it was the changeover in a 4-year term for council appointments, which do not coincide with actual council terms. And Councilmember Rosenberger had a bit busier slate than I did, so she was happy to turn this over to me. Looking forward to it.
And Vanessa, thank you for serving as vice president the last year. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Do we have any additional business? Because Jane, you had mentioned you may have an update of some sort.
Well, I thought Alex might just, or I can update us on the progress with the resolutions that recommend the abatement to council, which is going before council tomorrow. Do you want to say anything about that, Alex?
Sure. Before I do, Vice President McKim may have had his hand up, so I don't know if that was
Actually, I was going to ask that very question about an update on Catalan. So
Great.
go ahead.
So yeah, just very briefly, first of all, thank you everybody for your support when we brought this before you last month. And the plan is for us to present to council tomorrow evening at 6:30. That's the beginning of the meeting. I think we're second on the agenda. So, and the first seems to be a somewhat longer potential discussion. So, certainly would welcome your attendance if you have an interest in doing that. We appreciated the discussion that we had with you because it certainly allowed us to anticipate some questions, to answer some questions, to dig into some information. And then, so the plan for tomorrow is essentially to do more or less what we did with all of you last month, which is to share the stage with Catalan, let them speak a little bit about their capabilities, their facility, and then we would present both a history of the site and then also the specifics of the abatement recommendation. So that's where it is. Again, welcome anybody's attendance tomorrow night if you're interested, and thanks again for your support along the way.
And so will council be taking a declaratory vote tomorrow, or is this just informational?
No, it is. Well, the plan is it's a resolution. So the plan is it's really a two meeting sequence. So the first meeting would be potentially a vote on the resolution. And followed by, on March 2nd, there's a confirmatory resolution and process and vote that follows a public period, a public, I don't know what the term is, but anyway, on March 2nd is when the final vote would occur.
Hearing, so there'll be a public hearing on
Public hearing, yeah.
March 2nd. Okay, thank you.
That's it for me. Any other questions about that? All right, back to you, Jane.
Okay, well, I'll pass back to Kurt, our fearless.
Else for the good of the cause? If not, we have a meeting on the 15th of March, I believe, the next meeting. Correct, Jane?
Yeah, that's correct.
And
Jane,
All right.
that- I thought I would raise this, but that falls, I think, during
Yes.
IU's spring break and MCCS spring break, and I just wonder if
Okay,
considering a change in date for that meeting to avoid that conflict.
yeah, I'd be happy to do that. And should we handle that now or shall I communicate via email?
Probably better to do it through email.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
maybe we can do it just on another Tuesday, either before or after that, the
Okay.
15th.
Well, that was a good catch.
Yeah, thanks. I'll follow up on that now. Let me hang up. Well, I think that's it from us.
Well, thank you all. And look forward to watching the Catalent proceedings tomorrow.
Thank you. Matt,
All right.
this was short and sweet. I don't know if we're usually quite this short, but we're an efficient group for sure.
We're
We are.
trying to.
Okay. I'm gonna hang up. All right.
Okay,
Thanks,
thanks,
everyone.
everyone.
Thanks all.
Bye.
Thank you.